Welcome to Game Dev Learns Guitar, a vlog series about learning guitar in hopes of making awesome video game soundtracks.
So in my last guitar learning vlog, I explained that one of the ways I was going to try to learn guitar was to find video game tracks with easy guitar chord progressions. Then I tried to demonstrate one that I was currently practicing, not performing, mind you, just demonstrating. And there was a commenter whose channel's name is JC Pleb. Forgive me if I'm butchering the name, but he helped straighten me out on a few things. For one thing, he noted that couple of the strings, like the bottom strings, didn't seem to be in tune with the rest of the strings. So I did a little research on guitar tuning, and the standard guitar tuning turns out is EADGBE. One way to remember that is the acronym 88 Dynamite Goodbye Eddie. One area that I'm currently struggling with is getting all the strings to be in tune. Now, the guitar I have is a Tekkamine, and this one's pretty cool because it has a built-in tuner right here. So it's currently this string is currently tuned in E, and you notice that both arrows flash at the same time. That means it's perfectly in tune. But if it's not perfectly in tune, it'll usually flash up or down, signaling which direction to turn the bell knobs here until it's perfectly in tune. And I tried to get to do that with the B string, but no matter which way I turned the bell knob or like how far I turned it, it would never get the two arrows to flash at the same time. So I kind of just had to like play around with the B string tuning until it sounded good with the rest of the guitar strings, at least to me. Another thing I'm currently working on is making my guitar strumming sound good. I'm not worried about timing or metronome exercises just yet, just on making it sound pleasant. And there are two things I'm currently working on to improve my strumming. The first thing I learned after doing a little bit of internet research is you want to keep your pick at a slight angle when strumming. Not too big an angle, just a little slight one. It sounds a lot better as opposed to just flat picking, which is it sounds fine, but it actually sounds a little bit better if you keep the pick at a tilt. I also learned a beginner-friendly strumming pattern known as the Mellencamp pattern, which is basically a down, down, up, down. Two chords that I'm currently using to practice the Mellencamp strumming pattern are D6 and D diminished. Now notice that I didn't change my finger positioning at all when naming the chords. That's because they're the exact same in both chords, but with two key differences. D6 goes like this, skip the first string, and D diminished goes like this. You skip the first two strings. Now here's what both chords would sound like in the Mellencamp strumming pattern. Another cool thing I learned from Justin Guitar is when you're doing up and down strokes, you may notice that when you do down strokes, you hear the strings more than the bottom strings. And when you're doing the up strokes, these strings are more noticeable than the upper strings. And he says you shouldn't worry about that. If anything, that actually just makes it sound more natural and pleasant to listen to. So I figured I'd throw that in there. Anyways, if you enjoyed these quick little vlogs, and if you're a professional guitarist and you have some advice that you can maybe offer a beginner like me, don't hesitate to leave those in the comments because I could use all the help I could get. And I'll see you in the next level.